Lynn, and thanks for taking the time to chat with us today. It's really nice to see you.
It's really nice to see you, Jan. I like how over a couple of decades now, I think that we've had these connections for various reasons.
Yeah. So, first of all, let's talk a little bit about Tasty Tours. For anyone who doesn't know what they are, maybe just fill people in as to what they were.
Yes, yeah, but they were in hiatus for a
Yeah.
moment. So for 5 years now, about, I have toured people around predominantly Guelph, but last summer I launched a tour in Elora as well, on food and drink tasting tours. And so, we go with I have a variety of tours. I have 4 recurring tours, but generally on each one, we go to each different restaurant or perhaps just a place that we stand around and have something to eat for a shorter period of time, and we try their food. We talk about their food and their food sourcing and their own stories, maybe stories of the building. And then as we go to the next stop, I'm pointing out some history, architecture, and culture in the surrounding area. And of course, Guelph and Elora, they've been downtown, my tours. So I'm, of course, speaking about other businesses that we're walking by too. It's all a very big part of the picture of telling our story through food and drink. And so about 2.5, 3 hours later, we all say goodbye. We're best of friends because breaking bread together is a wonderful and natural universal thing to do together. So that's in a nutshell what I do or did. And then on March 14th, I actually had a tour booked for March 15th, I think, and many others following that. It all shut down because, of course, my food businesses that I consider partners in the tours, they had to shut down. And so it all went kaput. I scrambled to contact people that had previously booked tours. Everyone's been lovely about postponing. And so I'm now learning how to pivot. And I do have some plans for the future. I'm hoping to do more agritourism and really involve farms and farm visits as well, which I was on the edge of doing when all of this happened as well.
So, you're right. The pandemic happened, and we're still sort of in the throes of it. And it eliminated the ability to bring people together, to gather them, to sit down in a restaurant and sample anything. But
Yeah.
not surprisingly to me, because I know you, that you, in a very creative way and a very caring way, because that's who you are, you have found a way to help take care of and still inspire us and still give your food providers and processors and producers opportunities to share their knowledge, their wealth through little bites, tastes from isolation. So tell me about that.
I will. I'm very proud of this. It was a brainchild. Like immediately, everything happened so fast, right? And I was like, what can I even do in the meantime? And I'm keenly aware that my food partner friends and others, because I don't work with every single restaurant or farmer in Wellington County, they were hurting. They were in shock, like all of us. But the hospitality, and I have to say tourism, I straddle both those industries, are the hardest hit of all. And so I, is sort of feeling so desperate for them, and to be very blunt, I wanted Tasty Tours to stay relevant as well, not to wither away and die. And
Mhm.
so I thought, okay, well, let's do a cookbook. This is how I think. Let's do these things, these grand things. I'll be able to do it all myself. And I was going to learn how to put out an EPUB book, and online, and then suddenly I was offered a grant to hire a designer. Someone heard me hold myself to it on my social media feeds and said, "What? That sounds like a perfect thing for us to support right now." So I was able to immediately hire Jenna Kessler, who is just a gem to work with. And so she's been doing all the art and illustrations for this cookbook to be. I'm sort of calling it to be because we're working towards it being a finished product right now. But what it is right now, and has been for, I guess, a couple of weeks, is we're rolling, instead of waiting to start or waiting to finish the cookbook while we compiled it all, we started early. And we started rolling out 2 recipes at a time. I'm calling them pairings, but they're often not things that you make one after the other. But I have my own, logic, curious logic as to why I put 2 together. And so I'm putting those up on my website 2 at a time. I think just today I put up 2 more, and that makes 8 pairings that are up there now. And when you click on those at tastytours.ca, you can see a photo of the beautiful pages that Jenna has designed. And then you click on it, and a much cleaner, clearer, bigger PDF comes up, which you can download for free. So some of my thinking was, I wanted people to, of course, keep our food businesses top of mind, as they don't hopefully feel like they're withering away and combusting. Keep them top of mind. Maybe us make their food while we're thinking of them. Try our own hand at it while we can't access them. And I really like the idea of it being for free. And it's gone beyond my imagination, especially with Jenna's art. It's quite sweet. And then I've been sort of promoting these 2 pages at a time on my Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram channels, of course. So we're about halfway through.
So how can we help? How can we help you? How can we help all of these great restaurateurs and chefs and cooks and producers? What can we do to help?
Well, I mean, so many things in context of just the cookbook, but there's many more things. But the cookbook, certainly please share it. Let people know about that, because, I will maybe only have my own reach. I'm a sole proprietor, so I do every little, trick in the book for this company. And if maybe some people have missed that. So if you think you know some channels that you could share the cookbook to, fantastic. This interview, much appreciated. But for the restaurants themselves, food people, farmers, I mean, many, just this week, I guess, even more opened, but some had immediately been able to pivot to takeout and delivery mode. I'm thinking Crafty Ramen got on it right away. They had the capacity to do that. Not everybody has capacity. They're a smaller staff. Some are opening now, some are partnering with other organizations or businesses. I would just say, find them, find your favorite restaurant, see if they are still doing anything differently, curbside pickup, and go and eat, get takeout, get delivery if they're able to do that. There's a group called savehospitality.ca, and they were promoting Takeout Wednesdays across Canada. So my partner and I have actually been trying to do that.
Me too.
I know. And so every Wednesday, at very least, we try and go to a different place. And then because I'm Tasty Tours, I of course try to, film that and capture that and promote that. So just let's not forget them. Let's champion them. Our farmers, many are doing farm gate. They too are pivoting where they didn't used to let people in their greenhouse. They're figuring out how to put their things on the side of the road, perhaps. Many organizations are coming together. There's a Facebook group called Guelph on Restaurants, I think. Maybe don't quote me on that. And it's trying to encourage all the restaurants to put up their menus every day, every week. There's larger groups like tourism groups, certainly Taste Real and Visit Guelph and Visit Elora Fergus, who are rallying together to support businesses. So you can probably find out about a lot of businesses under their big banners.
So now, as Ontario slowly starts the process of reopening, where are your thoughts going? What can we look forward to?
For me,
bit of a guessing game.
I'm laughing a bit maniacally there. Well, I mean, I'd love if this cookbook there was enough desire for this cookbook to go to print. like actual print. It's certainly going to be a finished product in about 2 weeks for online and completely downloadable with a cover and a, you know, introduction and everything and a back page. But I would love that, you know, I guess just to stay hopeful that there could be some relevance for me in still a very difficult time. Because even though some of the restaurants are opening up, they're not necessarily going to receive me or a group of people that I'm touring through. And so I'm really currently trying to be gentle with my restaurant partners about, you know, what could this look like, not inundate them at all. They're absolutely maxed out and running on a skeleton staff often. So I'm trying to figure out my own ideas and then see if any of those ideas can be helpful to those restaurants while still keeping my business alive, right? And as I mentioned, I was on the edge of agritourism, like farm tours and things like that. And that may be, you know, a good adjust in terms of COVID and distancing, to be in the outdoors and experiencing things that way. So I have expanded my repertoire before COVID hit to Elora, and it was touching on Wellington County and farms. And I would love to see that continue to happen and not be defeated by COVID.
I'm positive you are going to maintain a positive presence in our community and in our county. So where can people get more information as things evolve?
Well, you know, I'm pretty good about writing everything down on tastedetours.ca, my website, because I am my own proprietor, my own employee, then I find it's useful for people to be able to, any little question they have, they can probably find the answer on tastedetours.ca. But do never hesitate to write to me at hello@tastedetours.ca, and with any questions, even if it's questions about businesses I don't work with or that I haven't included, because that should be mentioned. I am by no means have everyone covered. I'm scratching the surface of food people in Wellington County. What a dream that would be to hit everyone one day, but I will have to make some money as well one day. So hello@tastedetours, tastedetours.ca, and I'm pretty good about socials. I'm @tastedetours on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram, and YouTube. I have a YouTube station.
You do, with great videos. Thanks, Lynn, for taking the time to talk to us today. Stay safe, and like you say, let's all continue to eat well and support the great restaurants and food producers in our area.
Absolutely, Jan. So lovely to see your face. Thanks. Be well.